My fish go crazy for this live food, and I make it all from this simple setup. Here's how I culture live brine shrimp at home. First, you're going to need a container to culture the brine shrimp in. I use this 3 litre plastic dispenser with a built-in tap. This makes harvesting much easier later on. You can find these online and in many stores, but any suitable container will work. Once you have your container, you'll need brine shrimp eggs, aquarium salt to raise salinity, a heater to maintain a temperature of around 28 to 30 degrees Celsius. I use a 100-watt heater for this setup, and an Airstone. The Airstone keeps the water moving, keeps the eggs suspended, and provides oxygen. This helps prevent stagnation and improves hatch success. Other useful items include a 1 litre measuring beaker for water, an Artemia sieve around 180 microns for harvesting, and optionally Epsom salt. While not essential, they add magnesium to the culture. So now I've shown you the what, let's move on to the how. First, add the brine shrimp eggs. For my 3 litre container, I use about 1/8 of a teaspoon. This is enough to produce a large hatch without overwhelming the system. If you used half a teaspoon, you could end up with an enormous number of nauplii or brine shrimps, far more than most aquariums need at one time, unless you have a way to store them. Next, add 6 tablespoons of aquarium salt, half a tablespoon of Epsom salts, and 3 litres of treated water. It's best if the water is already close to 26 degrees Celsius to help the process get going faster, as it will only have to rise a few degrees for that perfect 28 degrees range. Now add your Airstone and heater. I always use a light near the container. Once the brine shrimp hatch, they'll move towards it, which makes harvesting easier when you open the tap. Once everything is set up, place the container in its location and switch on the air and heater. You'll quickly see the eggs start moving and swirling in the water. This is completely normal, exactly what you want. You may notice some eggs sticking near the surface, but don't worry, you'll still get more than enough shrimp from the hatch. Now I'm going to leave them to culture and come back once they're ready in around 24 hours. Okay, so it's been 24 hours now and the culture is ready to harvest. I've turned off my heater about 30 minutes ago so it can cool down. I've also turned off the Airstone so that the brine shrimp can start swimming towards that light easier. You now want to grab a glass and start emptying out the brine shrimp. You will likely have to do this in a few batches, as even 1/8 of a teaspoon of brine shrimp yield is a lot. Once your glass is full of brine shrimp, you are going to want to take them to a sink with your Artemia sieve and some treated water. You need to filter them through the sieve using the treated water and transfer them to the glass beaker. By rinsing like this, you remove the salinity or saltiness that you don't want to be adding to your aquarium, and leaving just those highly nutritious brine shrimp that your fish are going to love and go mad for. Now we have a ready batch of brine shrimp to treat our fish with. You can use a pipette if you have one, but honestly just pouring some in is fine too. Just look at the fish go mad for them. You can pick up a suitable heater for around £15, an Airstone for around £15, aquarium salt for roughly £10 a box, and around 100 grams of brine shrimp eggs for £20, which will last you a very long time. An Artemia sieve is only about another £10 also, so overall it is a pretty affordable setup to get started with. And honestly, you don't need anything fancy. Even a different container to the one I'm using would work. Just be flexible with it and make it suit your setup. And that's how I culture live brine shrimp for my aquarium. It's a simple setup, but once it's running, it becomes a constant source of live food for your fish. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.